Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to, we'll officially convene the Planning and Development's JF meeting this morning on Friday, March 4th, 2022. And it's wonderful to see everyone here. Before we get started, I'd like to turn it over to Senator Cassano for any opening remarks.
It's early in the morning. Have a good day.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Senator. Senator Wong.
I would absolutely concur with that. For everybody, a good day. Thank you to the chair for their very good collaborative efforts with the ranking. So I wanted to publicly acknowledge and thank you. And that a lot of these bills have been vetted through and indeed continues to be a work in progress. But I'm grateful for the collaboration of the chairs and the good help of the ranking member. I also want to acknowledge that today, even though it's Friday, is full of committee meetings and public hearings. And just for the general audience to understand, as we go into our public hearing later on today, that there may be numerous other public committees, hearings, and committee meetings that I know a lot of our members will be coming in and out. And I wanted to acknowledge that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for acknowledging that. That's appreciated. A good reminder for everybody. Thanks, Senator Wong. Representative Zullo.
Good morning, and thank you, Madam Chair. Certainly want to acknowledge the collaboration and the hard work of the rankings and the leaders, and also the hard work of staff. I know that staff has been working under enormous time constraints and with a lot of demands on their time and resources, and they've just done a tremendous job getting us here today and giving us the tools to get through the rest of the committee process. So thank you particularly to staff, and excited to get going this morning.
Wonderful. And Rep. Zullo, thank you very much for acknowledging our staff who were working literally very late into the night to prepare us for this morning's meeting and very early first thing this morning. So we'll get into some of the details of that as we go, but it is exciting to be able to move some of our concepts forward and continue the conversation in this shortest of the short sessions. So with that, I will, as my opening remarks before we go into the bills, say something that many members have heard me say this year as we talk about the Planning and Development Committee, that if our committee does one thing this year, that it is that we pass the State Plan of Conservation and Development and its companion bill. And I see some of you smiling because you've heard me say this many times. This is going to be the 5th year that the state plan, which is not on our agenda today, is going to be before us in the form of a resolution that will come directly to the House, and then the Senate. But what is before us today, and because it is the most important thing that I believe we need to do this year, we're going to start the agenda with item number 4, and then we'll just go in order down and then back to the top after that for you to follow along. But the first item on our agenda today is going to be House Bill number 5165, an act concerning the State Plan of Conservation and Development. We do have the JFS language, LCO number 2750. May I have a motion?
Move to adopt.
Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Wong, moved by Senator Cassano. Is there discussion on the item? Actually, before we begin that, I will just note the JFS language, as I noted, there was work being done late into the night. We did have JFS language that was similar to the original bill that we passed last year. We learned and remembered that we had amended the bill in a joint amendment on the floor last year. So this S language, what it does is also mimic and copy that amended language again, which essentially in line 17 of the bill changes the revision year definition and then delete section 5 that was in the LCO 201, our bill this year. So is there discussion on item number 4? Representative Zullo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And just for the edification of my colleagues and anybody who may be watching, if I recall correctly, this bill specifies that the 18 to 23 POCD, the plan, once adopted, will be effective from adoption until the next plan is adopted, correct?
Yes, thank you, Representative Zullo. I had muted myself. Yes, and if I may, again, this bill is not the plan itself, but
Right.
what it does is it recognizes that we have had a delay in adoption, and it will push that process back a bit in terms of working on the next plan that will then allow the Commission on Connecticut's Future and Development to meet and have some conversation as to what recommendations we might have for changing the statute and or the process. That is outside the scope of the bill, but indeed the bill does what you are saying, Representative Zullo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's the only question I had.
Thank you. Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I did want to echo that statement that this vote is to allow a much more flexible timeline because of the lengthy delay to the POCD bill. And I'd be remiss to not acknowledge that the OPM office has been a terrific asset in many of our conversations, and the working group that has been working on this has been collaborative and working together on this. So thank you, but thank you to Representative Zullo for clarifying that this is a bill that moves the timeline a little bit and not the bill itself. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Senator Wong, for recognizing the amazing work of the OPM staff team who has continued to bring this forward. And this year, I again hope that as the Planning and Development Committee, we can successfully get this across the finish line through both chambers and signed. If there is no further discussion, seeing no further discussion, Madam Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
We are voting on House Bill 5165, an act concerning the State Plan of Conservation Development, LCO number 2750. It's with the vote is for a joint favorable substitute. Senator Cassano, how do you vote?
Senator Cassano votes yes.
Representative McCarthy Vahey.
Representative McCarthy Vahey votes yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative Goupil.
Representative Goupil votes yes.
Senator Wong.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Zullo.
Rep. Zullo votes yes.
Senator Anwar. Representative Arnone.
Representative Arnone votes yes.
Gotcha. The end. Representative Baker.
Representative Baker votes yes.
One more time, sir.
Representative Baker votes yes.
Thank you. Senator Champagne.
Senator Champagne votes yes.
Thank you, sir. Representative Conley.
Representative Conley votes yes.
Representative D'Agostino. Representative Delnicki.
Representative Delnicki votes yes.
Representative Dubitsky. Representative Fiorello.
Representative Fiorello votes yes.
Senator Fonfara. Representative Gucker.
Representative Gucker votes yes.
Representative Hall.
Representative Hall votes yes.
Representative Hennessy.
Representative Hennessy votes yes.
Representative Lamar. Senator Lopes. Representative Michelle. Representative Smith.
Representative Smith votes yes.
Representative Veach.
Representative Veach votes yes.
Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
One more time, sir.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Gotcha. And Representative Zawistowski. That concludes the roll call.
Senator Anwar votes yes. Sorry.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else who I did not call? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. And committee members, today the votes will be held open until 11:30 a.m. As Senator Wong mentioned, we have our public hearing scheduled at noon, so the votes will be held open until 11:30. With that, we'll move on to item number 5 on the agenda, which is House Bill number 5166, an act concerning municipal agreements to fix assessments. This is a JF. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Senator Casano and seconded by Representative Hall. This bill is a bill that is permissive in nature. It's a bill we've had before us in the committee previously. In those legislative bodies that are town meetings, they may adopt an ordinance to allow their Board of Selectmen to fix assessments. And is there discussion on the bill? Representative Zullo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And again, I believe you just said it, but I wanted to just confirm again. So it's permissive and it permits towns where the legislative body is a town meeting to act by their Board of Selectmen to approve these assessment fixing agreements, correct?
That's correct. Only in the event that the town meeting has adopted an ordinance to allow that.
Correct. Okay, so it's an additional recruiting tool, economic development tool. So we're putting more tools in local municipalities' pockets if they so choose to exercise them. So that's great, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Representative Zullo. Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'm familiar with the bill, and I understand the outreach, and I appreciate CCM's testimony. But I just wondered procedurally, I thought you had mentioned when you were doing 4, you were going to go back to the top of the list and start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but maybe not. Maybe I misunderstood.
We're going to go down in order: 4, 5, 6, 7, then back up 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
So everyone,
that's fine. Thank you.
thank you for clarifying that. Is there further discussion on item number 5, 5166? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, if you would kindly call the roll.
This is a roll call vote on item number 5, which is House Bill 5166, an act concerning certain municipal agreements to fix assessments. This is a vote to JF it to the floor. Senator Casano, how do you vote?
Senator Casano votes yes.
Representative McCarthy Vahey.
Representative McCarthy Vahey votes yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative Goupil.
Representative Goupil votes yes.
Senator Wong.
Senator Wong votes yes.
Representative Zullo.
Rep Zullo votes yes.
Senator Anwar.
Senator Anwar votes yes.
Representative Arnone.
Representative Arnone votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Baker.
Representative Baker votes yes.
Senator Champagne.
Senator Champagne votes yes.
Representative Conley.
Representative Conley votes yes.
Representative D'Agostino. Representative Delnicki.
Representative Delnicki votes yes.
Representative Dubitsky. Representative oh, sorry, sir.
Representative will pass for the moment.
Okay, I'll come back. Representative Fiorello.
Representative Fiorello votes yes.
Senator Fonfara. Representative Gucker.
Representative Gucker votes yes.
Representative Hall.
Representative Hall votes yes.
Representative Hennessy.
Representative Hennessy votes yes.
One more time, sir.
Representative Hennessy votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Lamar. Senator Lopes. Representative Michelle. Representative Smith.
Representative Smith votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Beach.
Representative Beach votes yes.
Representative Winkler,
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Representative Zawistowski. And Representative Dubitsky, would you like to cast your vote now?
Could you tell me what number we're on?
Yes, we are on item number 5, House Bill 5166, an act concerning certain municipal agreements to fix assessments, and this is to JF it to the floor.
Representative Dubitsky votes yes.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else that I missed? Okay, that concludes the roll call vote.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Moving on to item number 6, House Bill number 5169, an act concerning the recommendations of the Office of Policy and Management. This is a JFS with LCO number 2458. May I have a motion?
So moved, Representative Smith.
Is there a second?
Second, Senator Anwar.
Thank you. Motion made by Rep. Smith and seconded by Senator Anwar. This bill is a bill that comes to us from OPM. It is a bill that's been before us in slightly different forms for a number of years. I do, as Rep. Zullo mentioned, want to thank the Office of Legislative Research committee members. You received the outline and notes that the office prepared for us. This bill is a bill that has originally, I believe, 22 sections. And it makes a number of changes in terms of assessors, the elderly tax relief program. It makes changes to authorization for tax collectors, and the JFS specifically removes the sections number 11 and 12 in the original bill. And those sections were related to contingency fee agreements and testimony on the value of a person's property. So those two sections, 11 and 12 in the original LCO 904, were removed from the bill. Is there discussion on the item? Representative Zullo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. No questions. I just wanted to emphasize actually that there are a number of laudable provisions of this bill, including expanding eligibility, portability, and administering access to certain property tax exemptions for veterans, which I think are very important. So I'm happy to see those and some other provisions in this bill, and happy to be supporting it today. So thank you.
Thank you, Representative Zullo. This is another one of those bills I'm hoping we can get across the finish line this year. Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I want to align myself with that statement in regards to the good efforts of OPM and our LCO in that work, but also the consideration that was given to supporting our veterans in regards to relief and support. Another important factor of this bill was the notification and transparency aspect from our assessor's office. I applaud that as well. And I also want to acknowledge the chair and the leadership to remove sections 11 and 12. That was a significant point of concern and makes this bill much more supportive, and I will be supporting it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Wong. I appreciate those comments. And I think this is a great opportunity to thank all of our municipal assessors and tax collectors, the people who are in those offices every day doing this work. And so much of this bill is to help clarify and streamline for them as they do their work for us in our communities. If there is no further discussion, seeing no further discussion, Madam Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
This is a roll call vote on item number 6, which is House Bill 5169, an act concerning the recommendations of the Office of Policy and Management, LCO number 2458. And the motion is to JFS this bill to the floor. Senator Cassano, how do you vote?
Senator Cassano votes yes.
Representative McCarthy-Vahey.
Representative McCarthy-Vahey votes yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative Goupil.
Representative Goupil votes yes.
Senator Wong.
Senator Huang votes yes.
One more time, sir.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Sorry, make you do that one more time.
Senator Huang votes yes.
There we go. Thank you. Representative Zulo.
Rep. Zula votes yes.
Thank you. Senator Anwar.
Senator Anwar votes yes.
Representative Arnone.
Representative Arnone votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Baker.
Representative Baker votes yes.
Senator Champagne.
Senator Champagne votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Conley.
Representative Conley votes yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Representative D'Agostino.
D'Agostino votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Delnicki.
Representative Delnicki votes yes.
Representative Dubitsky.
Representative Dubitsky votes yes.
Representative Fiorello.
Representative Fiorello votes yes.
Senator Fonfara. Representative Gucker.
Representative Ducker votes yes.
Representative Hall.
Representative Hall votes yes.
Representative Hennessy.
Representative Hennessy votes yes.
One more time, sir.
Representative Hennessy votes yes.
I just need it. Well, I need to see your face.
Representative Hennessy votes yes.
Got you. Thank you. Representative Lamar. Senator Lopes. Representative Michelle. Representative Smith.
Representative Smith votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Veach.
Representative Veach votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you. And Representative Zawistowski. That concludes the roll call vote.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Moving on to item number 7, House Bill number 5171. Keep in mind for those just joining that we're going back up to the top to 1, 2, and 3 after this. Item 7 is House Bill 5171, an act concerning abandoned and blighted property receivership. This is a JF, and may I have a motion?
Move to adopt.
Is there a second?
Second, Senator Anwar.
Moved by Senator Casano and seconded by Senator Anwar. I see there's discussion. Representative Dubitsky.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, this is a solution in search of a problem. There is no reason for this bill because there's no reason to reduce the population number and subject very small towns with lots of farms to this provision, allowing their neighbors to essentially steal their property. It's one thing in a large municipality. It's a completely different situation in small towns with less than a few thousand people in them, where small farms are unique in this state, and they will be targeted. And we didn't hear any testimony of any great need for this bill to reduce to make it apply to all towns, including small towns. There simply isn't a reason for this, and what it's going to do is it is going to pit neighbor against neighbor. It is going to make it is going to increase the litigation among neighbors, and it's going to force neighbors and small farms to give up their property when they shouldn't. There is no reason for this bill. There is no need for this bill. This bill, when the concept of having a neighbor or some interested party go to court and become a receiver over an abandoned or blighted property it was made very clear in negotiations with Senator Looney and others that this would be limited to larger municipalities. And it just doesn't make any sense, and there's no need to have this apply to the smallest towns in the state, where one man's blight is another man's nice lawn. So especially when you have rich people fleeing New York and coming to the small towns of Connecticut, and they are used to seeing things in a certain way, this is going to open the door for all sorts of litigation and all sorts of mischief of people who are not used to what a small town looks like. This provision is not meant for small towns, and I have seen no justification for reducing the number, the population. If you're going to reduce it to 20,000 as opposed to 35,000. But when you get down to towns with 800 people in them, or 1,500 people in them, in rural properties that have been rural for hundreds of years, this is going to be a big problem for them, and the legislature should not be imposing this type of thing on small towns. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Dubitsky. And Representative Dubitsky, I welcome the opportunity to work with you if this bill does move forward, to see if there are further safeguards that could be put in place. And I appreciate the concern, having lived in a small town of less than 1,000 people when my husband was in the military before coming back to Connecticut. So I welcome further conversation with you and others. Representative Zullo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think I've said this before, that one of the great things about our legislature is the diversity of viewpoints. I come from what I consider to be not a small, but not a large municipality. And this is a tool that, given the issue of blight that I've experienced in the past, that I would welcome in my community. But I value and recognize the concerns that my colleague has raised. This bill is going to have my support moving forward today, because I think this is a very important conversation that we need to have. But one of the things that I might even suggest is that maybe for municipalities under 35,000 or under a certain number, we could just allow it to be enacted by a vote of the local legislative body. So we give them the tool again if they want it, so that a very small town could enact it if they wanted to, but perhaps not enact it if they don't want to. And maybe even put on there that it would have to be by a supermajority vote rather than a majority vote. Just thoughts to consider as we move the conversation forward. But I do think it's an important conversation to move forward, and I do intend to support it today. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Zullo. Senator Champagne, to be followed by Representative Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'm going to agree with the two first speakers. I'm concerned about the small towns, and if it was made permissible by the town, I think I could live with this a little better. So my vote today is going to be a no, and it's specifically for those small towns. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Champagne. Representative Smith, to be followed by Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think this is a vexing problem for communities of all sizes. And some of the concerns that have been raised do resonate with me. I'm going to vote to move this forward as well, but I do hope to see some additional language to the bill as it goes forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Smith. Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I want to acknowledge that Madam Chair has been a champion of this bill, and it has arisen because of specific needs within community that raise this important issue. But what we have seen is there's lively discussion, differences of municipality size and input and perspectives. But at the same time, I think it addresses a very important question that the Planning and Development Committee with cognizance has the purview. So I appreciate the chair's support and initiative on this part. And I want to hear the concerns of my advocate. So I will be supporting this bill out of committee with the consideration that the leadership and continues to be a work in progress. But I know this is very important to the Madam Chair. And I will be supporting it on this as a recognition that she is recognizing that it is an important problem to address, and that although it may not be 100% perfect, that we as a committee will move it forward because it importantly addresses the demand and the needs of various communities for such a bill. So I will be supporting it to move it forward, and I appreciate the chair's advocacy on behalf of a community and residents that have raised this issue. And I'm grateful that this committee see the light, and I hope we'll have a true bipartisan effort in passing this bill out of committee with a promise to be able to work on addressing some of the concerns. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Representative Baker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I just want to just thank you for championing this bill and doing all the work. You know, coming from a large municipality like Bridgeport, and we have an excessive amount of blighted and abandoned property. We struggle to figure out what do we do with these properties when we have absentee landlords, which is just it's just outrageous, and try to be able to move forward. We have a variety of different nonprofits and stuff, and people try to come up with collaborative different ideas. I think that this will be a small solution to our problem. I had the opportunity to listen to some of my colleagues in the smaller towns, and I feel for you. And I hope that we will be able to find some solutions for these smaller towns, because I understand the value of their the way their towns look, and the concern for for people coming in and trying to change the look and the character of these small towns. So I will be supporting this bill because I know it's going to help my district, and I hope that we will be able to come up with solutions for the whole state of Connecticut. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Representative Baker. Before we vote, I just will note a couple of things about the bill. I do think that the concerns that are raised about people having disproportionate power to be able to take other people's property is very important, which is why when we passed the Public Act in 2019, there were a number of provisions that were put in place to assure that it was not such a simple process as you didn't like the look of your neighbor's property. There are 5 separate conditions that the court must find. The building has to not be legally occupied for the past 12 months. The owner is not proving that they were trying to sell. The building is not subject to foreclosure. The building has not been acquired in the past 12 months, and at least 3 of 8 criteria, which I will not outline, but there are a number of criteria that have to do with security and safety and hazards. And the court needs to find that. I think that's true, and that concern is true whether you're in a large city, a suburb, or a small town. And I think, as I said earlier to Rep. Dubitsky, if there are additional safeguards that could be put in place, then I'm more than happy to have that conversation. This bill was supported by COST and CCM, by LISC, by Main Street, and by vibrant communities. And again, just a tool for our municipalities to use. And Representative Dubitsky for the second time. Rep. Dubitsky, you're muted.
There we go. Am I
Yes.
on?
Yes, go ahead. Please proceed, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I appreciate your willingness to add additional safeguards, but I just wanted to make a point to To Representative Baker's comment, this bill has nothing to do with larger municipalities, doesn't affect them whatsoever, because the statute is already in place with regard to municipalities larger than 35,000. So this would not help Bridgeport in any way because it is already in effect for Bridgeport. Bridgeport already has this provision in place. This bill simply removes the limitation of 35,000 or greater, and it says that it will now apply to all municipalities, no matter how small. So, frankly, I think that before we impose this on towns with 800 people in them, we should find out how it's worked. Has it been effective, or has it caused more litigation and more acrimony between neighbors in the larger municipalities? We do this all the time. We throw this stuff out there without having any idea what the unintended consequences are. And frankly, I think this should be a study that tries to find out if this law in the larger municipalities has worked. If it hasn't, then what's the point in imposing it on little tiny towns if it hasn't even worked in the towns that it was supposed to work in, which is the bigger cities? I think we should not be applying it to the smaller towns unless we even know if it's worked in the big towns. In fact, Representative Baker didn't even know that it was, or appears not have known that it was effective in his city, and that for the last 2 years, the residents of his city could have used this statute, and perhaps they did. I'd kind of like to know how it worked. If anybody knew about it, if anybody tried to use it, or if it's just generated lots of litigation. Just jumping in and imposing it on small towns without that data, and without really thinking through the unintended consequences of applying it to small farming towns, I think is misguided. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Davitsky. Representative Fiorello.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to say that listening to this discussion, I also feel that, this bill and going from 35,000 to zero to any town is not only increasing the possibilities of lawsuits, but also could be a greater threat to private property rights in our state. And in planning and development bills, we've seen, not enough recognition that, respecting individuals' right to private property is a proper role of government. And in that sense, I would like to say that I will not be supporting JFing this bill. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Davitsky, do you have your hand up again?
No, I'm trying to turn my microphone off.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Senator Cassano.
Yes, Madam Chair, a brief question. I believe you indicated that both COST and CCM have supported this bill. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And COST is the Association for Small Towns.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Senator Wong, for the second time.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for the second time. And I appreciate the dialogue and the exchange. And I know you've been a champion of this bill, and as the ranking leader in this, I as I said, will be looking forward to supporting it and knowing that we will get commitment from the chairs to be able to work to the concerns of the various communities and legislators that have raised the concern. And I think I would encourage a supportive vote out of this committee and a JF vote to out of this committee on a bill that even though may have distractors is an issue that we've discussed in the past and have passed in the past. So again, I know it's a work in progress, but I would urge that passage of this bill out of the committee as a JF bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Seeing no further discussion, if there is no further discussion on the bill, Madam Clerk, if you would kindly call the roll.
This is a roll call vote on item number 7, House Bill 5171, an act concerning abandoned and blighted property receivership. And the motion is to JF this to the floor. Senator Cassano, how do you vote?
Senator Cassano votes yes.
Representative McCarthy-Vahey.
Representative McCarthy-Vahey votes yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative Goupil.
Senator Goupil votes yes.
Senator Wong.
Senator Huang votes yes.
One more time, sir. A little slower.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Representative Zullo.
Rep. Zullo votes yes.
Senator Anwar.
Senator Anwar votes yes.
Representative Arnone. Representative Baker. Senator Champagne.
Senator Champagne votes no.
Representative Conley.
Representative Conley votes yes.
One more time, ma'am.
Representative Conley votes yes.
Thank you. Representative D'Agostino.
Yes.
With your name, sir.
I'm
so I
sorry.
can see your
Representative
name.
D'Agostino votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Delnicki. Representative Representative Dubitsky. Representative Fiorello.
Representative Fiorello votes no.
Thank you. Senator Fonfara. Representative Gucker.
Representative Ducker votes yes.
Representative Hall.
Representative Hall votes yes.
Representative Hennessy.
Representative Hennessy votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Lamar.
Representative Lamar votes yes.
Thank you. Senator Lopes. Representative Michelle. Representative Smith.
Representative Smith votes yes.
Representative Veach.
Representative Veach votes no.
Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
One more time, sir.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Zawistowski. Let me just go back through quickly to those who have been here. Representative Arnone. Still on. Representative Baker. Representative Delnicki.
Representative Delnicki votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Dubitsky. And Representative Michelle. Oh. Okay, that concludes the roll call vote.
Madam Clerk, I believe Representative Baker and Dubitsky. Representative Baker?
Yes.
Okay, I just need to camera
Can
on.
you hear?
Now I can, yes,
I
sir.
vote yes.
Thank you. And Representative Dubitsky.
Representative Dubitsky votes no.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Madam Clerk, are you?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And again, I will just reiterate that the votes will be held open until 11:30 a.m. this morning. Moving on to item number 1, Senate Bill 126, an act requiring a study of the accessibility of the state capitol building, legislative office building, and related facilities. This is a JFS LCO number 2647. May I have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Moved by Senator Casano. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Wong. Is there discussion? Senator Casano to be followed by Senator Wong.
Yes, I'll be very brief. I think this is a significant bill. You have to go through the experience of having either a physical disability, whether permanent or temporary, to understand we have an old building that is not accessible. It's extremely difficult to get around, particularly if you're in a wheelchair. If you want to take an exciting ride, because the theme parks are closed, get on a wheelchair and go down the exit ramp in the Capitol, and you'll be doing 25 miles an hour flying into the parking lot. It is dangerous. So I urge adoption, and hopefully this will bring about some changes in the structure of the building to make it safer.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you for your advocacy, which I know is appreciated by many folks who experience the difficulty in moving around. And Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I do want to acknowledge Senator Casano's leadership on this bill. Unfortunately, he had to live through it for a couple of years. And as a Senate colleague, I saw the struggle and the challenge that he had to endure. And I'm appreciative that he has raised this issue in consideration of other people with disabilities or limitations to be able to access our capital. Our state capitol is one of the most beautiful in the country, and it should be open for people to access. And I hope it will indeed be reopened fully to allow people to come into people's buildings. But it's interesting to note that our state capitol was built 4 years, I believe, before the American Disability Act was enacted. So not a lot of consideration was given to it. And obviously, I know the consideration of this is a study. And I'm also going to caution that there may be fiscal notes as a result of the study for things that need to be done. But nevertheless, it is indeed the state capitol that is the people's building, and we should make it fully accessible for everyone to be able to participate in our democracy and as constituents. I also want to compliment the Madam Chair's additional supplement to account for bicycles and parking and accessibility for pedestrian and bikeways in this bill as a course of study and consideration. And I fully support that because it is indeed a beautiful building, interior and exterior, and people should be able to commute and get to here in many forms and ways. So I fully support this bill, and I thank the committee leadership for raising it and supplementing it with the necessary changes to make it a better one. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Wong. And I was remiss in not pointing out that change in the JFS language, which is in line 19. Just again, the study of the installation of bike racks or other structures to accommodate the parking of bicycles. And thank you for pointing that out. Representative Zullo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Certainly want to echo the sentiment of my Senate colleague. This is a very laudable bill. And again, unless you've gone through it, you don't really understand. And I certainly have not gone through it, but it's certainly a long overdue study to be performed. I do just want to note that prior iterations of the bill called for the state to take on the study. This does seek to have a third party perform it. I do believe there will be a fiscal note on this, and I would offer, I don't know if you'd want to do it here or if you'd want to do it after the fact, to add the words within available appropriations on line 1 at the very start of the proposed legislation. Based on our interactions and workings today, I fully trust that it can get done after the fact, but if it's easier to do it now, I would offer it now as well. So I will leave that up to you though.
Thank you very much, Representative Zullo. And I believe that you are offering this as a potential. Is this an amendment? Are you willing to offer as an amendment?
I will offer that as a friendly amendment to add the words within available appropriations on line 1 prior to the subsection A.
And
I would be glad to second that.
Senator Casano, thank you very much. And a joint amendment, a friendly amendment in line 1 to add the words within available appropriation. And yes, I was literally about to ask our LCO attorney to please just help us with procedure to be sure that we are in proper order.
This is fine. I just wanted to clarify, does LCO have permission to make any technical and conforming changes necessary to effectuate your goals, Rep. Zullo?
And if I may ask those who made the motion, Rep. Zullo and Senator Casano?
Yes, and I would ask that in conjunction with my proposed amendment that LCO be authorized to make any technical and conforming changes necessary to carry out the intentions of the amendment.
I second that.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. So there is an amendment. So we will first vote on the amendment before we go back to the bill itself. There's an amendment to add those words within available appropriations. And if I may take a voice vote, so if you could prepare yourselves by unmuting your microphones. All those in favor of adding the words within available appropriations within line 1, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing and hearing none, the amendment passes. We are now back to the bill as a whole. Again, item number 1, Senate Bill 126. Is there further discussion on the item as amended? Seeing and hearing none, I would just like to say thank you for that, what I believe is a helpful, friendly amendment to help assure that we are able to move this bill forward. And with that, Madam Clerk, if you would kindly call the roll.
This is a roll call vote on item number 1, SB 126, an act requiring a study of the accessibility of the State Capitol Building, Legislative Office Building, and related facilities. We're voting on LCO number 2647 as amended as a joint favorable substitute to the floor. Senator Casano, how do you vote?
Senator Casano votes yes.
Representative McCarthy-Vahey.
Representative McCarthy-Vahey votes yes on the joint favorable substitute LCO 2647 as amended.
Thank you, ma'am. Senator Needleman. Representative Goupil.
Representative Goupil votes yes.
Senator Wong.
Senator Huang votes yes.
A little slower, sir.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Zullo.
Rep. Zullo votes yes.
Thank you, sir. Senator Anwar.
Senator Anwar votes yes.
Representative Arnone.
Representative Arnone votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Baker.
Representative Baker votes yes.
Senator Champagne.
Senator Champagne votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Conley.
Representative Conley votes yes.
Representative D'Agostino.
D'Agostino votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Delnicki.
Representative Delnicki votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Dubitsky.
Representative Dubitsky votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Fiorello.
Representative Fiorello votes yes.
Thank you. Senator Fanfara. Representative Gucker.
Representative Gucker votes yes.
Representative Hall.
Representative Hall votes yes.
Representative Hennessy.
Representative Hennessy votes yes.
Representative Lamar.
Representative Lamar votes yes.
Senator Lopes. Representative Michelle.
Representative Michelle votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Smith. Representative Smith. Representative Veach.
Representative Veach votes yes.
Representative Winkler,
Representative Winkler votes yes.
and Representative Zawistowski. Okay, that concludes the roll call.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Again, votes will be held open until 11:30. I know I'm repeating myself, but we have a lot of things to keep track of here as we zoom to Zoom. So next on the agenda is item number 2, Senate Bill number 127, an act concerning community investment boards and neighborhood assistance. This is a JF. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Senator Wong and seconded by Representative Michelle. Is there discussion on item number 2, Senate Bill 127? Okay, this is the quietest this committee's ever been. Oh, Representative Gucker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Believe it or not, I'm like most of you here, I'm in 2 meetings at the same time, so I'm juggling back and forth. I do want to state that I will be reluctantly supporting this bill. I have a lot of concerns with it, but for the course of getting it out of committee, I want to move it along, and I'm hoping that between now and when it hits the floor, that we maybe clarify some of the things that I do have issues and concerns with. But I just want to let you know for the camaraderie, I guess, of this committee, I will support it, but I will. I look forward to further discussion on it.
Thank you, Representative Gucker. Representative Dubitsky, I'm going to go to Senator Wong and then come back to you. Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I want to acknowledge the spirit of Representative Gucker. This committee did pass this bill last year. I think the most important aspect of the goal of this is the permissiveness of allowing our municipal leaders to work with community investment boards and neighborhood assistance. It does not usurp our local municipal government's ability to manage their budgeting and allocation. That's a point of clarification. I want to thank Representative Zullo in his testimony and exchanges and clarifying that as an important point. I think the other part is truly being able to allocate money during these difficult times to the very, very community members that need it the most. So, but again, I wanted to acknowledge and thank Representative Gucker for his spirit of moving bills forward and recognizing that the spirit of this committee in this session is one out of a short session to move things forward as we've done on bills that we did last year. So thank you again, and looking forward to continually moving the concept to be able to help the people in our community that have been dramatically impacted and negatively so by this COVID pandemic. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Representative Dubitsky to be followed by Representative Conley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Again, this bill has a population threshold, and it is intended for larger municipalities. And based on that, I'm willing to move it forward, understanding that, like the previous number 7 bill that we just discussed, next year that threshold could be removed. And I think that would be a very serious problem in some of the smaller towns, because this concept may not necessarily have any place in some of the smaller towns that don't have the infrastructure and the entities and the departments that some of the bigger towns have. So, you know, this with a population threshold above a certain number, I'm okay with it. But when it starts getting down into some of the smaller towns, it becomes a mandate that is unsustainable. And I would not support that. But for today, I will vote to move this one along. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Dubitsky. Rep. Conley, and then followed by Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do find that the intent of this bill is very important to help communities and sections of towns and municipalities get access to more money and be able to deal with municipal leaders in an easier way. However, I'd like to point out for members of the public and members of the community, of the committee, that this bill does leave out an important type of government, communities with a representative town meeting. So I can't support this bill today, but I do hope as folks move forward with this bill that they do keep in mind that not every community has the same type of government or a wide state with a lot of varieties of municipal governments, and to please include the communities with the representative town meetings so that we're not leaving an area of the budget discussion out of these important meetings. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Senator Wong.
Thank you. I wanted to acknowledge the input of Representative Conley because you and I, Representative, Madam Chair, both represent a community that is just over that threshold that has an RTM form of government. So perhaps that is an oversight that we might have considered because we're in a conflict with this on this bill because we meet the population threshold in the town of Fairfield, but we have an RTM member of government. And I'm not sure of which one would take precedent. So to address Representative Conley's concern, these are legitimate concerns, but nevertheless, I think it's the idea of moving it forward and recognizing that good ideas and good point of views will be addressed as we move forward on this. But I hope that she will be supportive of the concept of being able to have our municipal governments be able to help our nonprofits and community neighborhood investment groups. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Wong. And yeah, I appreciate the conversation and certainly share some of Representative Conley's concerns in terms of assuring that our elected representative leaders who are oftentimes representing neighborhoods, as is the case in Fairfield, that we are assuring the kind of input that they as elected and accountable representatives have. But I will be voting to support this to move the conversation forward, but recognize there are some concerns and we'll continue the conversation. Seeing no other discussions, and I pause, and seeing no other discussion, Madam Clerk, if you would, oh, Senator Anwar.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to say I will be voting against this just to flag it. And I want to look at it in more depth. I'm hopeful that it will pass the committee, but I just will flag it and I need to spend more time into looking at the specifics of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Anwar. Seeing no further discussion, again, Madam Clerk, if you would kindly call the roll.
The roll call vote on item 2, just Senate Bill 127, an act concerning community investment boards and neighborhood assistance. And the motion is to JF this bill to the floor. Senator Cassano, how do you vote?
Senator Cassano votes yes.
Representative McCarthy Vahey.
Representative McCarthy Vahey votes yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative Goupil.
Representative Goupil votes yes.
Senator Wong.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Zullo.
Rep Zullo votes yes.
Senator Anwar.
Senator Anwar votes no.
Representative Arnone.
Representative Arnone votes yes.
Representative Baker.
Representative Baker votes yes.
Senator Champagne.
Senator Champagne votes yes.
Representative Conley.
Representative Conley votes no.
One more time, ma'am.
Representative Conley votes no.
Thank you. Representative D'Agostino.
Representative D'Agostino votes no.
Representative Delnicki.
Representative Delnicki votes yes.
Representative Dubitsky.
Representative Dubitsky votes yes.
I just need your camera on, sir. Okay. Can you do that one more time? There we go. Oh, sorry.
Representative Dubitsky votes yes.
Thank you, sir. Representative Fiorello.
Representative Fiorello votes yes.
Senator Fonfara, Representative Gucker,
Representative Ducker votes yes.
Representative Hall,
Representative Hall votes yes.
Representative Hennessy,
Representative Hennessy votes no.
Representative Lamar,
Representative Lamar votes yes.
Senator Lopes, Representative Michelle,
Representative Michelle votes no.
Representative Smith,
Representative Smith votes yes.
Representative Beach,
Representative Beach votes yes.
Representative Winkler,
Representative Winkler votes no.
and Representative Zawistowski. That concludes the roll call vote.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Moving on to item number 3, Senate Bill 130, an act concerning the regulation of community residences. This is a JF, and may I have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Moved by Senator Casano, seconded by Senator Wong. The bill before us is a bill that would specify that community residences do not include healthcare facilities that are private and for-profit and do not receive DMIS or the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services funding. And healthcare facilities are those that would require the certificate of need. Is there discussion? Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to thank the chairs for their contributions and efforts in support of this bill. We passed this bill out of committee last year. Obviously, we learned a lot more. I think for me, it's a simplification. We want to be able to protect the protected class of communities and group residences against the confusion and the wide interpretation of Section 8-3E. That is all this bill is looking to do, is clarify and making sure that the definition and the important protected classes are able to establish group residential homes. It's as simple as that for me, is group homes deserve every aspect of state and federal protection, and they can go into any residential community. And it is important that any of the protected class, whether it be mental health, substance abuse, gender, or any of the protected classes, they can have group home residences in any community. And I would fight with them to go into any community as integral part of a residential community. But what this is hoping to clarify is that non-residents facilities that use the confusion related to Section 8-3E does not take the spots away from legitimate group residences. That's all it is. That is all it is. And I appreciate the input for the last 2 years from LCO, from staff attorneys, and the good chairwoman's considerations in regard to protect our state against fair housing interpretations. This has nothing to do with fair housing. It is clearly a definitional clarification to ensure that protected classes, which I absolutely support, and group home residences, which I absolutely support, can go into any residential community. And unusual in the state of Connecticut is the fact that we allow a 1% ratio of group residential homes in a community. And that if we do not clarify this definition, worthy and deserving group home residences for protected classes could be opted out. It could be kept out of residential communities. So again, I want to thank the chairs for their consideration and their support in this moving forward. I want to thank LCO and the staff attorneys from both the Democrat and the Republican caucuses offering input in this. Again, this is about community residence group homes, nothing else, nothing less. Thank you, Madam Chair. And I want to thank you again, and Senator Casano particularly for your support and efforts on this as well.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Representative Winkler.
I support the court's interpretation of 8-3E. I think the law is working the way it was designed to work. I have problems with the language in Race Bill number 130. To quote, as described in this section, community residences do not include any, one, private for-profit healthcare facility, or two, healthcare facility that receives no funding from the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. This to me makes no sense. If it costs the taxpayers money through Demas, we'll let it in our communities. But if it costs the taxpayers nothing, we won't let it into our communities. We contracted out almost all of the state group homes because we were told the private sector could do it cheaper. These for-profit group homes have figured out how to provide mental health services in a way that costs the taxpayers absolutely nothing. And now we're moving to exclude them. The last sentence, as used in this section, healthcare facility has the same meaning as provided in section 19A-630. I think you should always be careful when you take a definition from one section like 19 and try to drop it in section 8, because words have this different definitions in different sections. The definition is particular to that section. I have read carefully the definition in 19A-630. It has very interesting punctuation. It has an and, where for our purposes, I think it should have an or. And I think that if we were to drop that definition here, that attorneys would have a field day arguing what it means. And I think it would delay mental health facilities for a long time in this, the session where mental health is supposed to be one of our primary goals. My final point begins at line 30. In the case of an entity that at the time of establishment was so established as a community residence or child care residential facility, any resident of a municipality in which such entity is located may, with the approval of the legislative body of such municipality, petition the Commissioner of Developmental Services to revoke the license of such entity on the grounds that such entity is not in compliance with the provisions. I could go on. You received something from the Office of Legislative Research, the nonpartisan Office of Legislative Research, about this today. The easiest way to describe this would be, let us pretend we pass a law that says for-profit group homes are not permitted in communities. And so let's say that I own such a home and I turn to my residents and go, for some reason, they've legislated against self-payment. I have to ask you to leave and bring in people who are paid for by the state through Demas in order to be legit. Sorry. That's not going to save me, because it doesn't matter, as OLR says, what the home is doing now. It matters what paperwork they filed back then. In other words, we're going to change the definition now and apply that definition retroactively and get homes thrown out of places where they either are now or where they are going to be in the near future. And I, for one, don't want to be responsible for having 12 people removed from their group home because it's being removed from the neighborhood under this legislation. And I don't think the legislature should be used in that way. So I will be voting against this bill. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Winkler. Senator Anwar.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I've had a number of people reach out to me about this bill. Most of them were out of my district, and they were asking support of this. I heard Senator Wong and other proponents about their agenda of why they want to have this bill. And I think arguably this bill may be moving in the right direction for what they want to do. But when I hear the concerns of the people, owners of group homes, but also the families and advocates, it scares me, because we are supposed to be the voices for the voiceless as well. and I think this bill may not have reached the point, as alluded by Representative Winkler, that there are issues. So just to flag this, I will be voting no so that we can actually track and see if there's an opportunity to improve this further, to make sure that the families and the advocates supporting the children who are members of group homes, adults, and individuals with mental and behavioral health challenges, they are also feeling protected. And I think that's very critical to me. And I feel it's worthy to say no at this point. And then hopefully we can clean this and clear this up better for their protection. Thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Amor. Representative Gucker to be followed by Representative Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I share many, if not all, the concerns that have been brought forward by my colleagues. But like I said earlier, for the respect of this committee, I will vote in favor of it, but I look forward to more discussion on this. A lot of it has been a bit concerning. I think a lot of it hasn't been flushed out to my satisfaction, but I think negotiations and talking before it hits the floor, we may get those answers. So in the spirit of this committee, I will vote it out of committee, but I do want to be on the record that I do have serious concerns with this bill. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Representative Gucker. Representative Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Like some of my colleagues, I too have concerns about this bill, but I'd like to align my comments with Representative Gucker. I also will be voting to move this bill onto the process and look forward to seeing continued discussion and hopefully improvements to the bill. Thank you.
Representative Michelle, did you have your hand up? No, okay. Representative Conley.
I would align my comments with the prior two colleagues who spoke that I think the bill has some certain pros and cons, still needs some work. I have some concerns, but I will vote today to move the bill forward for continued discussion.
Thank you, Rep. Conley. Representative Zullo.
I just wanted to thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to take a brief second to acknowledge and recognize Senator Wong's tremendous and vigorous advocacy on this bill. It's been 2 years and it's been sustained and it's been very enthusiastic. And I credit him for that. He's a vigorous advocate for his district and this cause. And I also just want to acknowledge the tremendous outreach from the public on this bill. It's some bills, the great majority of bills, you get very little, if no input on at all. But it's also nice to see that it's certainly an issue of interest in various areas of the state. And so I want to acknowledge that as well. And for both of those reasons, I'll be supporting it today, but just wanted to add that in. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Zullo. Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for the second time. And I do appreciate listening to the feedback of committee members. And you have my absolute commitment that we will be receptive and open to craft the best bill possible that addresses protecting protected classes. So you have my commitment to do that. I also want to acknowledge that the constituents that we all represent in our various districts and our various communities really engaged and spoke up, and they deserve to be applauded and acknowledged. We're just simply a vessel for their voice, and we have different contrast viewpoints. That's the great thing about the state of Connecticut and the diversity of our General Assembly in both the House and the Senate. But nevertheless, I think for us to be advocates and to be a voice for our residents that we represent is our most important role. In doing that, we want to also craft the best bill. So I want to acknowledge the Leadership Committee. I want to acknowledge and thank the committee members to give it some positive consideration. And you have my commitment that I am receptive and open to facilitating and making any necessary change to satisfy concerns to make this the best possible bill in addressing and protecting our protected residents and communities and group homes. Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to thank you again.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Rep. Zulo, did you have your hand up for a second time?
No, I just forgot to put it down. Thank you.
Okay, just checking. Thank you. Representative Michelle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to acknowledge that I did receive a lot of communications from Fairfield. I did not get really, I don't recall getting one email from Stamford. I have concerns with the bill, but so I'll be voting against the bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Michelle, and thank you for acknowledging the wonderful and vigorous outreach from Fairfield. I'm always proud of the way that our citizens engage actively in the process, whatever our positions may be. It's really a gift that we have that ability in our democracy. I will just note, yes, we've heard discussion here today, both in favor and against, as we did at the committee hearing. We have had a number of communications sent to us since the hearing as well that have raised both support as well as concern. And I appreciate Senator Wong's comments about being committed to ongoing conversation to address some of those concerns that have been raised. And I too, I share some of those concerns. I think we will continue to be in conversation, but I will be supporting this bill to move forward in the committee today. And seeing no further discussion, if you would kindly call the roll.
This is a roll call vote for item number 3, Senate Bill 130, an act concerning regulation of community residences. And this is a vote on the motion to JF this bill to the floor. Senator Cassano, how do you vote?
Senator Cassano votes yes.
Representative McCarthy-Vahey.
Representative McCarthy-Vahey votes yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative Goupil.
Representative Goupil votes yes.
Senator Wong.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Zulo.
Rep Zulo votes yes.
Senator Anwar.
Senator Anwar votes no.
Representative Arnone.
Representative Arnone votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Baker. Representative Baker. Senator Champagne.
Senator Champagne votes yes.
Representative Conley.
Representative Conley votes yes.
Representative D'Agostino.
D'Agostino votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Delnicki.
Representative Delnicki votes yes.
Representative Dubitsky.
Representative Dubitsky votes yes.
Representative Fiorello.
Representative Fiorello votes yes.
Senator Fonfara. Representative Gucker.
Representative Ducker votes yes.
Representative Hall.
Representative Hall votes yes.
Representative Hennessy.
Representative Hennessy votes no.
Representative Lamar.
Representative Lamar votes no.
Senator Lopes. Representative Michelle.
Representative Michelle votes no.
Representative Smith.
Representative Smith votes yes.
One more time, sir.
Representative Smith votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Veach.
Representative Veach votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes no.
And Representative Zawistowski. Okay, that concludes the roll call.
Did you get my vote?
I did not, sir. Thank you. Yep. How do you vote?
Representative Baker votes yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. You're all set. Okay, before we recess, I will just say that there are a few announcements. Number one, I will reiterate the votes will be held open until 11:30 a.m. this morning. The next meeting is at noon today. We have our public hearing today at noon. We, just for members of the public and for all of you, reminder that the signups, the speaker order is available online on the committee page under the public hearing testimony. There's a click for speaker order and you can access the speaker order from there. Our next meeting after today will be Friday, February 11th at 10 a.m. And that meeting will be held in room 2B and on Zoom. Senator Cassano and I, we had a conversation for that JF meeting. That's what that will be. If folks would like to be present in room 2B, we will need to still all be on Zoom and we can explain it on that day. But on the Friday, the 11th, again, you will need to log into the meeting via Zoom, but you will have a choice. We will abide by the building requirements as they are at the time. But just wanted to announce that to committee members and let you know that that is an option. You absolutely do not need to come to be for the meeting. You certainly can attend from wherever you are in the building or from your locations at home as we have been. Senator Cassano, did you have any other additions?
Just for the record, it'll be March 11th.
Thank you.
And I believe for those that are coming in person, we would recommend that we bring a mask.
Yeah, Senator, and I believe the current requirements in the public spaces in the legislative office building do require. I recognize that conditions change regularly here, but I appreciate you adding that as well. So we will recess for purposes of allowing the votes to remain open till 11:30, at which time the committee will adjourn, and we will then regather in a different Zoom at noon for our public hearing, recognizing that many of us have a variety of meetings and we'll be in and out. And I want to thank everyone for your support and cooperation today in getting through our first JF meeting. And I look forward to seeing you later this morning.
Thank you.
And if people need to stay on, yes, thank you. Representative Smith.
Yes, I think I missed the vote on Senator Cassano's bill, was it? The number one?
Yes, yep, Bill, item 1, Bill 126. How do you vote?
Representative Smith votes yes.
Thank you, sir. And yep,
Very
you
much.
are all set.
Thanks.
Representative Baker.
You got all my votes, right?
I am just going to triple check, but
Because I know I didn't hear you respond to me a couple of times. So,
yes, I got all of your votes, sir.
all right, thank you. Have
Thank
a good one.
you. You too.
Yeah.
Okay, Rep. Michelle.
Hi, Erica. I believe I only voted on the two that I voted no on. So I think it's pretty.
I have votes for you on item 1, 2, and 3, and then I do need votes, I think, on 4, 5, and 7.
You have my vote on item 1 on
I-
SB 126.
I do. Do you want
How did I
to? We
vote?
can check it. You voted yes.
Okay, good. All right, item 4.
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Okay, thank you.
Item
Item 5, yep.
5, I'm a yes.
Okay,
Item 6, I'm a yes.
okay.
And item 7, I'm a yes.
Thank you,
Am I
sir.
following the caucus direction on those votes?
Yes, you are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Representative Lamar.
Good morning, Erica.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. I believe I missed the first 2 votes.
Yes, so item number 4 concerning The State Plan of Conservation and Development, that's HB 5165, and it's LCO number 2750. JFS.
I am a
to the floor.
yes.
Excellent. Item number 5 is an act concerning certain municipal agreements to fix assessments, HB 5166. JF to the floor.
I vote yes.
And yep, just the one more. Item 6, HB 5169, an act concerning the recommendations of the Office of Policy and Management. That is LCO number 2458. JFS to the floor.
I vote yes.
Thank you, sir. You are all set.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye. Senator Lopes.
Hang on one second.
Yep.
All right, there I am. Sorry about
Okay, here you are. Okay, so we will walk through
that.
in,
No, I'm a yes in every vote.
okay.
Every
I think
vote.
let me just for purposes of, okay, so we'll just do this quickly. Item 1.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Item 2.
Yes.
Item 3.
Yes.
Item 4.
Yes.
Item 5.
Yes.
Item 6.
Yes.
And item 7.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
All right, no problem.
Rep. Dubitsky, I see that you're still on, and I am missing a vote on item number 4, if you are available.
Just item 4?
Just item 4. That was, let me just triple check, but that's the one I have you highlighted on.
Okay, Rep. Dubitsky is yes on number 4.
Thank you, sir. Okay, you are all set. Okay, so Rep. McCarthy Vahey and Rep. Goupil, I need Rep. D'Agostino for 2 votes, and then Senator Needleman and Senator Fanfara and Rep. Zawistowski. They're the only outstanding ones.
Just double checking, did I miss any votes? Erica?
Hey, Rep. Del Mickey, sorry, I had to run to.
I just want to verify that I didn't miss any votes because
Yes, you are good on 1, you're good on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Nope, you've got a perfect record there, sir.
I just wanted to make sure because I received a call in the middle of the meeting.
Always
But
good.
have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, you too.
Hello.
Hi, Senator. How are you?
I'm fine. Erica, how are you?
I'm doing well. You can just run through the votes from today.
Okay.
Okay, so item number 1 is Senate Bill 126, an act requiring a study of the accessibility of the State Capitol Building, Legislative Office Building, and related facilities. We voted on that as a JFS to the floor with LCO number 2647 and just a simple voice vote yes amendment to have it be within appropriate.
I'm a yes on that.
Excellent.
I'm going to make some of this easy.
Excellent, thank you. Item number 2, SB 127, an act concerning community investment boards and neighborhood assistance, JF to the floor.
I'm a yes.
Okay.
Well, say that one again. Give me that one again.
That one is SB 127, an act concerning community investment boards and neighborhood assistance.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a yes.
Okay. Item number 3, SB 130, an act concerning regulation community residences, and that was a JF to the floor.
I'm a yes. Looking forward to a conversation on the floor about that. I want to flag it.
Great, thank you. Item number 4 is HB 5165, an act concerning the state plan of conservation and development. The
I'm a yes.
JFS to the floor, LCO number 2750. Thank you. Item
Fine,
number,
let's
item
hope
number
that,
5.
let's hope that passes.
I know, that's again, number 1 with a bullet. Bill number 5166, an act concerning certain municipal agreements to fix assessments, JF to the floor.
What's that about again?
That one is allowing towns that have representative town, that have town meetings to give authority to their boards of selectmen to enter into agreements with companies. Permissive, it's not, but it was, I think, by South Windsor and other communities.
Already thought I had that authority as the first selectman. So anyway, yes, thank you. I'm a yes.
Excellent. Item number 6, HB 5169, an act concerning the recommendations of the Office of Policy and Management, LCO number 2458. It's a JFS to the floor.
Yes.
And then finally, item number 7, HB 5171, an act concerning abandoned and blighted property receivership, JF to the floor.
What are we doing with that again?
What that does is it updates a law that was passed in 2019, and it eliminates the population threshold. Previously, it only applied to towns that were 35,000 people and up. This removes that population threshold.
So what does the bill, the original bill do? Do you remember?
It allows, within certain conditions, there are very specific conditions in which an individual, or I think a town, can begin an action against a blighted, abandoned or blighted property. And this was supported by LISC, it's supported by COST and CCM. And
Okay, I'm a yes.
okay. Thank you, sir. That is all of them.
You're the best. Thank you.
Thank
Sorry
you.
I missed the meeting. You bet.
No.
Take care.
Bye.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Senator?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. So we've got 7 votes to get through, and I'll just run them down, and you can give
I
me
can
your.
tell you how I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote yes on everything except for 127 and 130.
Okay.
Those will be no votes.
Wonderful. Okay, let me just 127, 130, and then I've got the others. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye now.
Thank you.
Hi, you could get, do you have audio?
I do, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you know what? I have a really bad echo. Let me move into this other area.
Okay.
Okay, I just had to run out of a meeting. So anyway, anytime you're ready.
Okay, I will run through them in order. Item number 1 is Senate Bill 126, an act requiring a study of the accessibility of the state capitol building, legislative office building, and related facilities. You voted on LCO number 2647 with a voice voted amendment for it to be done within available appropriations as a JFS to the floor.
I'm a yes on that.
Thank you. That's the longest one. Item number 2 is SB 127, an act concerning community investment boards and neighborhood assistance, and that's a JF to the floor.
Yes on that.
Okay.
Item number 3, SB 130, an act concerning regulation of community residences. JF to the floor.
I'm a yes on that.
Okay. Item number 4, HB 5165, an act concerning the State Plan of Conservation and Development, LCO number 2750, JFS to the floor.
I'm a yes on that.
Okay. Item number 5, HB 5166, an act concerning certain municipal agreements to fix assessments, JF to the floor.
Okay, I'm a yes on that.
Okay. 6 is HB 5169, an act concerning the recommendations of the Office of Policy and Management, LCO number 2458, of the JFS to the floor.
I'm actually a no on that. I need to flag that.
Okay. And then finally, item number 7, HB 5171, an act concerning abandoned and blighted property receivership, JF to the floor.
I'm a yes on that.
Okay, you are all set.
Great, thank you.
Yep, thank you. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Just two quick votes.
Thank you.
We've got item number 4, which is House Bill 5165, an act concerning the State Plan of Conservation and Development, LCO number 2750. JFS to the floor.
D'Agostino votes yes.
Thank you. And then item number 5, an act HB 5166, an act concerning certain municipal agreements to fix assessments. JF to the floor.
D'Agostino votes yes.
Thank you. You are all
Thank you.
set.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.